before the video starts, I just want to say I'm not a financial advisor, but here are 3 credit cards I feel like every service member needs. So starting off, right, I just want to put that out there. There are 2 acts out there that help us. There's the Military Lending Act and the Service Relief Civil Act. Okay. Now, what those 2 acts do for us is that they waive annual fees on credit cards, and I think they lower the interest down to like 6% on previous loans. I'm not sure if that's the same one, but that's the main thing I know though. The MLA and the SRCA, those are for credit cards, right? So if you have a Amex or freaking Capital One or whatever, right, you can waive those fees for free. You don't have to pay nothing while you're active duty, right? Now reservists, I'm not too sure, but I am pretty sure if you're on active orders, you do get it waived. All right. So starting off, right, I want to get right into it. The Amex Gold, okay. Now this is your food card, all right. Now a lot of just military people in general, we tend to eat out a lot. Whether that's Domino's, whether that's Cane's, whether that's fucking Chipotle, like whether it's any of that stuff, right? We eat out a lot, all right. You might as well be getting something back for it, and with that you get Amex points, right? So with Amex Gold, you get 4 times points on restaurants, groceries, all that stuff. Now, here's what I will tell you. A lot of us, like, we like to get the wholesale memberships like Sam's Club, Costco, whatever. All right, those stores, they don't really get us Amex points, and I don't even think Costco takes Amex, but I might be wrong. On that. That doesn't mean it's the end of the world. And the card is still a great card because of everything else that comes with it, right? So I feel like y'all should have the Amex Gold, right? Now, obviously, like, you can't get this like your first card. Like, I've heard some people get it, but usually, like, you're not gonna get this card unless you have prior experience. Like I'm talking about credit history, previous cards, all that stuff, right? Now the next thing I want to talk about is the Navy Fed cash rewards, right? So if you were West Coast, I don't know like the other branches, but I know for Marines we have West Coast Marines that use Front Wave and East Coast Marines that use Navy Fed. Okay, you can switch over. Right, I've had people who are on the West Coast and they have Front Wave and they're like, yeah, I might switch to Navy Fed. I'm like, do it, man. Right. Navy Fed has a really good card, and it's the Cash Rewards Visa. All right, so that is basically like your everyday card, your catch-all card. It gives you a flat 2% back on all your purchases. Now, why is this good? Because people pay $50 a month. It might be 50, but people they pay like $50 a year, right? For Robinhood Gold, and pretty much you're getting that for free and 1% less. Okay. So this card is literally just 2% back on every purchase you make. I've used it for big purchases. I've used it for little purchases. Usually it's when things that aren't restaurants or supermarkets and stuff. Like if I'm buying something online, if I'm buying something on Amazon, I'll use that card. Right, so this is my kind of catch-all card for gas and all that stuff. Now, there's another card. I think it's more rewards or something. Now, that's a great card. It is transferable with Amex, but here's the problem. It's treated as an Amex card. And I don't know if you guys know this, but Amex tends to be not accepted everywhere, right? But the Navy Fed Cash Rewards is treated as a Visa, and Visa is obviously more accepted internationally. And if you're active duty, you're going to be traveling a lot, right? That's if you're blessed. Okay. Now, the last card I want to talk about is the Capital One Venture X. Right now, this is our travel card. All right. I'm not talking about the freaking government travel card. Like, no. I'm talking about a card that you use when you're on leave. Okay. Now, this isn't just for leave though, but it could be PCS, TDY, vacation, all that stuff. Right. It's one of the best travel cards available. Now, here's the thing, right? The cards I mentioned, Navy Fed Cash Rewards, no annual fee. The Amex Gold, you get it waived. All right. The Capital One Venture X, it's a great card, but the only downside to this card, it falls under the SRCA. So that is the Service Relief Civil Act, right? And what that is basically if you have the card before you join the military, you do not have to pay. You do not have to pay the annual fee. If you get the card after you join the military, you have to pay the annual fee. So I think it's a great card. I feel like you should have this card. The reason why I don't have it is because I don't plan to travel this year, right? That's usually a card that I'm getting next year because I know I'm going to travel next year with all my leave days and stuff, all right? So a lot of people, like, you might be watching this and you're thinking, okay, I can't get any of these cards. I need to get more cards. that's perfectly fine. All right, you can use another Navy Fed card. I recommend Navy Fed. Navy Fed's the best bank. Take advantage of it, right? But me personally, like I started with Capital One, okay, because I was a civilian and I bought a credit card. Or I got a credit card, and yeah. So I feel like you should only have these three cards. If you have more than that, really don't close any cards. And once you get these cards, because then that's gonna do a damage to your credit history. But I'm saying that I feel like you should have these three because there's too many junior Marines that or junior enlisted warriors that be opening like 6, 7, 8, 10 credit cards, and really like they just don't use them all. Like really, if you have 10 credit cards, I don't know why you have 10 credit cards, but yeah, and then like these cards that have annual fees, they get out, and then they're like, damn, I gotta close this account, and then their credit score takes a hit. Right, having so much credit cards is not necessary. You only need a catch-all card. You only need a freaking restaurant card, and then a travel card. Those three cards is all you need. Okay, I never use my debit card. Like really never. If I'm not using my cashRewards, I'm using my Amex Gold. If I'm not using my Amex Gold, I'm not paying. Like literally, like that's the best advice I can give you. So these three cards are the best cards I feel like you should get. If you're getting that travel card, like I said, I wouldn't get it until the year you plan to actually travel. I'm talking about like go international, tell your command you're going to freaking Texas or whatever, and then next thing you know you're in Bosnia or whatever. All right. Now, I'm not saying do that. Just, those are stories, okay? But yeah, guys. So if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. But thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. Goodbye.